Okay, everybody. Hey, well, welcome to watching the show. The show's called Box Seats. This is the show where we talk about sports with comedians. And let me bring in my man, talent. Everybody knows one of Def Comedy Jam's finest. Man, first of all, how was your Christmas weekend, bro? How you doing?
Wonderful. I got stuck like everybody else with the weather, so I wasn't where I was supposed to be, but I got the peace and quiet that I want. So,
Yeah, maybe obviously the peace and quiet means a lot more than where you're going to
oh
be
yeah,
at.
oh, yes sir, yes sir. Like my plan was to go to Charlotte because I got a lot of family there, sisters, nieces, and all that, and deliver these air fryers for Christmas for these households, right?
Yeah.
And I check in my hotel. I don't even stay at family's house. That's the thing. Check in my hotel. So when I'm ready to go out for those few hours, I go to there, crash, watch the games, whatever, drink, eat. Didn't get to do that. So I'm at home. So I did the same ish home, chilled out, felt like going to kick it. The bar people happy to see me here too. So
There it is. There it is. My man Mike Sean also joining the show. Mike, how you doing? How was your Christmas weekend, bro?
Everything was all good. Everything went as planned. I was thinking about Taylor when I saw all the news about airlines and all that other good stuff. I was like, how you gonna get to Rochester to Charlotte? I was like, all right, well, it is talent. I don't take none of these flights personal. So I was like,
oh no, see, I had to stop after that, Mike. After Rochester, I had to do Poughkeepsie, come downstate 4 hours, right? So I got on a train. That was easy. Getting out on a train,
right,
easy
right.
breezy. So from Poughkeepsie's an hour up north. So I had to go back home, then go to the airport. That's where all hell broke loose, LaGuardia.
Yeah, I understand that. Mo is joining the show. Mo, how you doing? How was your Christmas weekend, bro?
Oh man, my Christmas is I had to work. You know what I'm saying? I ain't up there on the comedy chain yet, so I had to work this weekend, get that time and a half. That's what I had to do. I worked yesterday, get that time and a half. I wasn't up in Poughkeepsie and all that other shit. I had to work yesterday, get my
Mo,
grind on.
I don't even have a regular job. That sounds dope and juicy. When you said time and a half, relax on the time and a half.
That's right. Get that time and a half. But it was beautiful, I had fun. I work at a hotel. So, I meet a lot of different characters and people, and I get to socialize. And it was okay. It was an okay day. I'm still here. They let me spend the night.
There it is. So let's jump into the show. We got a lot to talk about, which we're not going to be able to cover all of it because we're going to probably break it up between today and tomorrow. Let's jump into one story before we talk about the NFL. I saw Friday afternoon, actually Friday night, and I was like, I got to talk about this Monday morning, because it's so pertinent, because we talked about it. I don't know if you guys remember, especially we were talking about people being assaulted. You remember a couple of weeks ago, T, we were talking about Chris Beard, the Texas basketball coach, who basically was getting assaulted by his wife, and he was arrested, and like he was going through this. Well, guess what? Beard, who was suspended indefinitely without pay on December 12th after his arrest on felony charges, was strangling his fiance. Her name is Randy True. She lives with him. She came out Friday evening and said in a statement sent to the Associated Press by her attorney, she's deeply saddened by the incident, and she's recanting her story, saying that she didn't really strangle him at all. She made it up, and he was trying to stop the altercation, and she was pushing forward with it. That's what she came out and said officially with her attorney, and then she even released a statement saying the same thing. So now we got the situation where we have this Texas coach who said from jump he was innocent. He said he was trying to break up the issue, and his girlfriend was just basically attacking him. Now he coming out saying, see, I told you so. So where are we at now at this, T? How are you feeling about this now, about the Texas coach? He basically said,
Well, first of all, by her recanting the statement, see, when you've been in these situations, me and Mike, you understand what just happened. They had sex over the weekend. And it was good. Because when it's good, they come back and they go, I just want to say I was out of line.
Oh my God.
It didn't happen.
Oh my God.
Mike, am I lying?
Oh,
I guarantee you, we don't even know these people personally, but I guarantee if they let us just peek in their lives of what happened in the last 7 days, I guarantee you some fornication went on. And it was good. It was good because you got the recant. Because everybody does that at some point. Problem is, if it's not good, shit, they find more charges on you. They go, oh yeah, and he stabbed me. Man, can we see the wound? I don't. It's in my private parts. I don't want to show it. Take my word. Take my word for it. But I'm glad. I'm glad because too much of this goes on, bro. Too much of this goes on. I know a lot of toxic women that do this back and forth all day, every day. And when you tell them, listen, you know what? I'm done with it. I can't do this toxicity back and forth because I'm a man. And the man gonna get the brunt of the stick when they put that hammer down. The pain gonna go to the man more than the woman. I hate to say it, but that's the way the society's built. So I'm glad he got a chance to get some recanting going on. But I guarantee you, somebody knocks some boots.
Yes, I don't know about that, but I do know the recanting.
Oh, you know it happened.
Yeah, I know it happened. I know it happened. So,
his wife is in the background saying, "Say something. Say something. Say something.
I
Go
dare
ahead.
you. I dare you."
No. Mike, what's your take on this, man? Chris Beard, should he get his job back since he lied? Should he get his job back?
Absolutely. And when you asked us about the story, I said we don't know everything.
Right.
And in these situations, we never know we still don't know everything. We still don't know why she recanted, even though Talon has his version of why she recanted, but we don't know. That's why these things are so sticky, to say the least. When you're accused of something, you go like, I ain't do nothing. Like I was just trying to get her off me. I was just trying to stop her from attacking me. But like Talon, I will agree with one thing. I was in an argument on the phone in my apartment. There was nobody in my apartment. And I was blacking out on the phone. And somebody called the neighbors called the cops. The cops came. They looked through my whole apartment, even though I said there's nobody here. And they told me to go take a walk afterwards. Which is what I'm saying. They said take a walk. It was a male cop and a female cop, and the female said, go take a walk. I said, go take a walk. So what I'm saying is, when you're a man, when situations like this happen, you are the target. I'm not saying there's not many men who are guilty of what they're charged of. I'm saying you're the target. So you have to prove yourself innocent, even if her hands were around your neck.
Right, 100%. Mo, give me what's your thoughts, man. Should Coach Beard get his job back? What you think?
Yeah, he should get his job back. If he was in the wrong, she'd get that money. You know, they get paid for it. They get whatever it is they got coming to him. He'll get sent to jail, or if he was wrong. So since he's right, he should get back whatever it is that he lost and a little something on the side. You know, and I'm with Tally. You know, they had to have sex. You know, she threw it on him, and he was sitting there singing like R. Kelly, saying, "My lawyer's telling me no, but my body," and she recanted. That's all.
He might not even want his job back. He might want to put a lawsuit against the university.
Yeah, he might.
He just might. That's a good point.
He might. So I was going to have a leading story. It was going to be a different story, but I got to lead with this story because, first of all, the Broncos got embarrassed by the Rams. But the leading story I was going to talk about got wiped off because as of like 10 minutes ago, the Broncos just fired their head coach. Coach Daniel Hackett got fired after the LA Rams with Baker Mayfield basically destroyed them 51-14. What's your thoughts on this, T? Because at the end of the day, Russell Wilson experiment with the Denver Broncos has gone really, really badly. And the coach right now is the one taking the heat for this because he got fired. You know what I mean?
When the last time we seen a trade scenario or quarterback swap scenario where both of them stink?
Right.
Like, he left Denver. Denver just went trash to the bottom. He went to another team and took them to the trash. What's going on, man? Like, this is horrible, man. Denver is so team crackers right now. They did that gamble, bro. And we were just talking about this last week about money and how now the powers that be are trying to shut down this big money train that's going on with these quarterbacks getting paid. It started, keep in mind, Russell, he broke the bank. He went over there, he broke the bank. Everybody was trying to play catch up with whatever him and Rodgers did. And if I spent that money, Frank, and Denver is playing the way they playing, I'm firing people too. Firing people too because you stunk it up and made it's funny because dude I was drinking with watching the game just kept saying he was so mad because they were talking up Baker Mayfield. It was like, I just hated that they beating the blood out of him because they're making this guy seems like the third coming. You know what I mean? Every comment is, oh, this is the best he's been, and look at Baker Mayfield. See, he's got it in him, and blah blah blah. He's the future, and all that is coming because why? They're wiping out a seemingly depleted Denver Bronco team. Here's the thing. Russ I thought they was going to put him on the bench the last 3 weeks in a row. And they keep letting this dude suit up. It's their own fault. So somebody head should have rolled. I agree with this decision.
Yeah. So Mike, this morning people are saying Pete Carroll looked like he's a genius because he got away from the Russell Wilson situation on time. Because now look at how the Seahawks are doing. But the Broncos get embarrassed by the Rams. And of course, Baker Mayfield, he hasn't even been on the team 4 weeks. He hadn't even been on the team 3 weeks, to be honest with you. And they got embarrassed, 51-14. What's your take? Should the Denver Broncos coach be fired? Or should they have cut Russell Wilson right now? Just what's your take?
Frank, you don't even believe this question. You already know. The head coach had to be fired.
Right.
I never thought Russell Wilson and Russell Westbrook would have so much in common, except we mix up their names every time we do a sports show. I never thought. We all mix up those names constantly. I never thought they'd have so much in common right now. Yeah, you got to fire the head coach. And once again, listen, Russell Wilson ain't giving that money back. But it all depends on when you make these decisions to take this money, what organization are you going to and what has been their track record? And what has been the Denver Broncos track record is they've gone through about 12 quarterbacks and the whole situation has been exactly the same. And we thought you could just plug in Russell Wilson. Let's remember when Peyton Manning got plugged in there, they had a squad. When Tom Brady got plugged in Tampa Bay, they had a squad. You can't just plug in one player in the ultimate team game and think everything's going to change. Deshaun Watson might feel the same pain with Cleveland, but we don't know yet. I'm not judging him on what he's doing right now, but you can't just plug in a quarterback and say he's going to change everything. If the organization hasn't drafted correctly, if the organization doesn't have weapons, if they don't have the same equality on the players on both sides of the ball, this is what happens. Russell Wilson is right now in a disaster. We'll see who the next head coach is. And if it's not Sean Payton, guess what? Russell Wilson is going to catch hell next year too.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the Sean Payton thing. It's a great point, Mike. Mo, I'm going to ask you, should they let go of Russell Wilson now before the end of the season? You know what I mean? Like, and stop the bleeding because they're getting hammered by everybody. What's your take?
When the last time you seen an NFL team stop the bleeding? The NFL is notorious for dying with their boots on. They're going to take it to their grave. They're going to act like this is the greatest pick, and they're going to have to fix some things, and they're going to ride. They got to ride with Russell Wilson. They gave up too much to get him. They can't sit back now and be like, oh, we messed up. Can we get a do-over? No, man, they got to ride with him. They stuck with it. That's it. They stuck with it. So they better just do what they got to do to try to fix it.
Yeah, I 100% agree. We got to also talk about the biggest game over the weekend, man, is literally the Cowboys facing the Eagles. That was the hugest game over the weekend. Jalen Hurts didn't play, but the Eagles made a game of it. I'm not even going to lie. I didn't think it was going to be that close. I knew the Cowboys were going to win. But what's your take on this game, man, right now? Because the game was so tight, and Dak Prescott looked really, really good, T. What's your take on it, watching away from the game? You know.
Well, I mean, once you take a star quarterback out on the other side, of course, the other one's supposed to look real good. You got to be real. You got to be Russell Wilson to mess this up.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Level up, talent. Level up.
I mean, I'm just being honest. Like this, if I'm a quarterback and I got a little bit of a name or notoriety, people say I'm half-ass talented. When the other guy doesn't show up my competition, that's my time to shine. You know what I mean? Like that's the edge that I need, because if your star quarterback's there and I'm there, I'm gonna have my work cut out. You know what I mean? I don't know how long I'm gonna have the ball. I don't know how good the defense is gonna hold up. But once you take that big piece out of the other team, I should have mentally got motivated right I should have mentally. Think about boxing. If you right before the fight, you go in the ring and you hear, you got a sprained shoulder. Right away, mentally, you just pumped yourself up 10 more, 10 more stairs. Like, yo, I got this dude. Which shoulder is it so I can punch him in? You know what I mean? So this is what the mentality should have been for him as a quarterback. But they did what I expected them to do. I'm like you, Frank. It was a lot closer than I thought it would be. Philly put up a good fight, but that only goes to show you, we in the division. We're gonna have to thug it out come time, getting into the playoffs. Can we beat them? Fully loaded?
Great point. Mike, does the Eagles, does the Cowboys think that they got everything situated? Because T.Y. Hilton made that phenomenal catch. Is he the guy right now? Like, is he the guy?
No. It was the worst coverage I've ever seen in my life on a 3rd and 30 to watch him go by. And I don't know where the safety was playing at, but I will say this with the Cowboys and this whole game. Michael Parsons was actually gassed at the end of the game and wanted a timeout.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Jalen Hurts was playing that entire game? Can you imagine what he would have been out for the last 12 plays? Like, I hate the Eagles. I hate the Cowboys. I'm a Giant fan. We lost. I get it. The Eagles are if Jalen Hurts plays that game, they win by 14. They never lose a 10-point lead when it's 27-17. They ran for 60-something yards. You put Jalen Hurts in there, they run for 150 yards easy. Just easy. Like, this team is much better than the Cowboys. And I just hate the fact that we lost on a 61. I know it's not the Giants segment, but we lost on a 61 yard. I know.
You're hot.
Go ahead, Mo. It's your turn.
Mo, T.Y. Hilton made this phenomenal catch. Obviously, Dak Prescott puts up phenomenal numbers. You know what I mean? People right now talking that the Cowboys have proven to everybody that they Super Bowl bound and everything else. What's your thoughts? What's your takeaways from the Cowboys defeating the Eagles game? Are you riding high on this?
Man, listen. My whole thing is that everybody's bigging up Dak Prescott and all that. Just like Mike said, the defense didn't show up to me. If Jalen Hurts was in the game, then they Philadelphia wins. It shouldn't have been no way that this so-called high performance defense will allow them to score even 34 points. They wasn't even supposed to score that many points with a second string quarterback. So imagine if the first string quarterback was in there. I'm not sold on Dallas. I'm really, really not. I'm not.
Nah. Yeah, I don't blame you on that one either. But let's talk about the upset, one of the upsets of the weekend too. We got to talk about Green Bay upsetting the Dolphins. I ain't gonna lie, I thought the Dolphins was gonna beat the Packers, but the Green Bay right now, they have 2 winnable games left, and people are saying that if they win these 2 games, they're gonna make it to the playoffs. They're guaranteed to make it to the playoffs mathematically if they win the remaining 2 games. So I guess the whole thing about Aaron Rodgers and everything else, the Packers might be out the window. Do you think the Packers make the run to the playoffs, T, after upsetting the Dolphins, and what's your take on the game?
Absolutely. Remember I said the last show, if they make the playoffs, then we could crap all that way going. And I think they're making the playoffs. Let me tell you why. They got to be the luckiest team, the luckiest son of the bitches in the NFL. Everything they needed to happen this weekend happened.
Yeah.
4 NFC teams that they needed to get an L, got an L. Then you beat Miami. Man, leave these people alone. When people got that kind of mojo going, leave them alone. I think they're going to make playoffs, man. I wouldn't bet against it. And I always tell you, I said this at the beginning of the season because I'm a gambling man. And I always tell, I think it was Mike, we going back and forth early in the end. I'm like, yo, do not never bet against Aaron Rodgers. So here I am not taking my own advice.
And you better
You know when you hate yourself is when you don't take your own advice. And it's smart advice. And you say, you know what? The hell with that. It's the end of the season. They ain't going nowhere. And they beat Miami, damn it.
Yeah. Well,
in Miami.
In Miami, too. Yeah. My man Tua throws 4 turnovers. They have 4 turnovers. And they didn't look like themselves. So what's your take on the Packers upsetting the Dolphins? Do you think the Packers squeeze into the playoffs?
I watched this game, the entire game. And when Aaron Rodgers made one completion, he pointed at his receiver like, yeah, leave that man alone. Leave him alone. He has made this whole thing about, okay, the world thinks I'm not that dope. The world thinks I'm about to be a rap. The world thinks it's all over. Okay. What you don't want to see, I know y'all use this all the time with the Jets. What you don't want to see is the Packers make the playoffs. That's what you don't want to see. Aaron Rodgers got this chip on his shoulder right now. He's still mad that he didn't get the Jeopardy gig. He's sitting there going like, when I tell you who you don't want to see is Aaron, he made some passes in that game against Miami that was so ridiculous that I was sitting there going like, you know what? I apologize. I forgot. I forgot who you are, Aaron Rodgers. Don't let them make the playoffs. I'm not sure it can happen. The Commodores have to, did I call them the Commodores? The Commanders have to lose their game or the Giants have to lose out. Unfortunately, one of those two things can happen. If they make the playoffs, they are going to be a dangerous first round wild card opponent to actually play because it won't be in the frigid cold of Green Bay. It'll be there. It'll be somewhere where it's going to be a lot nicer than Green Bay. Watch Aaron Rodgers this year, y'all.
Bro, every place is nicer than Green Bay this time of year. So you absolutely right.
Everywhere. Everywhere is nicer.
Yo, you can't be saying stuff like that, man.
Yeah. So, okay, so let me ask you this, Mo.
What's up?
Aaron Rodgers obviously gets them in. The Dolphins obviously collapsed in the game. They weren't supposed to lose and everything else. Do you think the Packers are going to squeeze into the playoffs, the two remaining games? And does this loss affect the Dolphins?
Man, listen, this is the time of the year when winning teams become losers and losing teams become winners. You know, this is when it all starts to catch up to you. And like they said, I forgot about Aaron Rodgers too. I was disrespecting him on the corner too. You know what I'm saying? He drove by like, man, ain't nobody but Aaron, man. I don't even holler at him no more. He don't even get down with us like that no more. And he came back on and let you know, I still get down like that. I can handle my business. So, and I've never been sold on Tua. I'm not a big fan of quarterbacks coming out of Alabama, period. Jalen Hurts is like the one exception. So I've never been sold on Tua. Just because they give him more than weapons, don't make him an elite quarterback. It just make him a quarterback with a bunch of weapons.
And if you got to put your money on one quarterback to make one throw, how many people are put? It's Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, but I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers.
So T, I wanted to bring this up. Even the Thursday night game, we had the Jets lose to the Jaguars. I'm bringing this up right now because 4 commentators this morning got on SportsCenter and said the Jets should go after Baker Mayfield because it's the same type of offense that's being run in San Francisco, and he would understand that offense. I was like, I got to ask T because he's a Jets fan. So the Jets lost to the Jaguars. Obviously, the Mike White, the what's his name again? That I think that experiment's over. Do you think the Jets should go after Baker Mayfield because it's supposedly the same type of offense? Do you think that's what the Jets should do?
I like how you preface this with, "I'm bringing this up for one reason." Yeah, because you're an asshole. You're bringing this up. You know, you gonna say one reason.
Yeah.
You like this. You like when I'm down.
No.
When I'm down, I can feel your steel-toe boots kicking me.
See, honestly, no. I wanted the Jets to win. Honestly, I was rooting for the Jets that game.
Here's the thing, man. I don't hate the guy. I don't have nothing against the guy. I just don't want to see the guy in the green. Obviously, if that happens, I get behind my team. I fall in line like any other real fan and hope for the best. I can't see it though. I can't see it when you're in a dilemma between two quarterbacks, between Wilson and the Mike White situation. Unless they're going to have this guy come in with the intention of a backup and work his way to starting, I can't see it. I see two viable options right now that you just got to figure it out. I keep telling you, and even watching this weekend's game, I don't change my mind. I'm going to tell you the play calling has to get better before the quarterback can look better. I'm telling you.
You can't see it, but would you like to see it? Would you like to see Baker?
Absolutely not. I would love to see. Let me tell you where I want to see Baker Mayfield. I got a ski trip coming up. We play spades on Sunday. I would like to have him as a partner. I heard he could play spades.
T, you're terrible. You're
I
terrible.
don't want him to win in my team, bro. Sorry.
You're terrible. All right, so Mike, let me ask you this. Like I said, I heard 4 guys talk about it this morning, saying that Baker Mayfield would do really well in the Jets, where the offense is set up over there at the Jets. After the Jets lost to the Jaguars, they're going to get rid of their QB. So should the Jets bring in your opinion, should they bring in Baker Mayfield?
This is the problem with the Jet fans. Let me take a deep breath real quick. Talent said they had 2 viable options. Zach Wilson got replaced by a dude that the announcers had to research the name of the person that was coming in during the game.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have 2 viable options. The problem is that Baker Mayfield is better than both of their options. Not saying they should get them. They shouldn't get Baker Mayfield. Dog, I said this when y'all were like, who should start? Mike White or Zach Wilson? They both. There's no quarterback with the New York Jets right now. There's no quarterback right there right now. And Aaron Rodgers ain't coming, and no high-profile quarterback is coming. This is a mess right now. When you replace the fact that the head coach decided, I'm going to put a third-string quarterback that nobody knows to put Zach Wilson in, just downgraded his viability for any trade or anything. Like, this is crazy how bad the quarterback situation is for the Jets right now.
But would you like to see him there? Would you personally like to see Baker Mayfield in the Jets uniform?
It would be the same thing. Like, that offense is not equipped. It would be the same thing. You have a head coach who's not an offensive mind. Mm-hmm. He's not a dude who's trying to create this offense. Now, what he's done with the defense is absolutely amazing. Should it be a defensive coordinator? Of course he should. But offensively, that team looked like a USFL team in that game. Mm-hmm. That's how bad they were.
Okay, so Mo, let me ask you this. Because the Jets lost to the Jaguars, Zach is going to probably, word is coming out of New York, Zach is going to be gone. He might not even have another shot in the NFL at all. So that's that with Zach. Do you think the Jets should go after Baker Mayfield and get him because it's supposed to be the same style offense?
First of all, we're not sure that Zach is not going to have a job. We thought Sam Darnold would never get a job,
That's true.
So we can't say that quarterback ain't going to get a job because he didn't fit in a certain role or situation. But out of all this, I really got my heart, but I'm really feeling bad I feel bad for Joe Flacco. Ain't nobody talking about him. He just standing around doing nothing. He got a Super Bowl ring. He's the guy I played in the NFL for years. Nobody said nothing about Joe. They rather go down to the Stop and Shop and get somebody to play quarterback before they put Joe Flacco in the game.
We tried Joe Flacco. You see what happened?
And then y'all tried to name Ben.
It ain't like he didn't try him. We tried him several times. Joe Flacco is collecting a check. Look at his face.
Yeah, I know.
There is not an intense moment in Joe Flacco's face. One time I think I seen him put a Big Mac down. It was like, Flacco, you want with the sauce, everything. Joe Flacco, he might be out of the league next year.
I do want to say this on behalf of Mo. All of a sudden, Derek Carr looks a lot better.
I said that last week.
All of a sudden, Derek Carr looks a lot better than everybody else.
Yeah, I said it last week.
And Derek Carr is probably going to be gone. He looks like he's going to be out of it. Mo, you got your segment ready, bro?
Of course, I'm ready for you, baby.
All right, so before we jump into the NBA, let Mo get his sit your ass down segment. Get it out of there, man. Let's hit out the park. Let's go.
All right, listen. Start this off with Russell Wilson. Sit your ass down. Listen, Denver gave up 2 first-round picks, a 5th-round pick, a quarterback, a defensive lineman, and a tight end for you to go 3 for 10 on 3rd downs yesterday, 4 interceptions, 6 sacks, and they have a 4-11 record week 15 in the NFL. I swear, man, watching Russell's game is like watching rhythmless white drunk women do the cuffing challenge. Los Angeles Lakers.
Sit your ass down. Say it.
Los Angeles Lakers. I wish Rodney was here. Los Angeles Lakers. Sit your ass down. 51 points in the 3rd quarter. Come on, son, for real. Let's stop the argument right now about who's the GOAT. That stops the argument about who is the GOAT. Jordan never would have let anybody score 51 points in one quarter. Jordan would have went into the timeout and he'd have said to somebody, look, if you let that man beat you to the hole one more time, the next time your mama come to the game, remind me to punch you in the mouth for birthday a slow ass like you. Sit your ass down. Listen, my last one, New York Jets, the whole organization. Sit your ass down. Everybody want to talk about Zach. Everybody want to talk about Mike White, a.k.a. White Mike, and what's going on with these quarterbacks. When the reality of it is, I have yet to see the Jets draft a high draft pick quarterback and get them prepared for the NFL. Let's see. We had Chad Pennington, high draft pick, Mark Sanchez, Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson. I'll trust a Jamaican to sell me weed in Washington Square Park back in the 90s before I trust the Jets to draft and get together a high draft quarterback in the NFL. Sit your ass down. That's my segment, fellas.
I gotta give it to you. I gotta give it to you, bro. That's hilarious.
I used to like that segment. I used to think that was a very good segment. Now, while he was doing that, I started a petition to get that shit off. So enjoy it while you have it, Mo.
All right, so we gotta talk about the NBA, man. And because I saw this story before we talk about the game, I couldn't wait to do this show today to say the talent. Say talent. Let me ask you. This is a sit your ass down segment that he most should have had. James Harden is talking about returning to the Houston Rockets because Houston, not only do they have the young talent, they're gonna have a boatload of money to spend. And James Harden, it was released this weekend that James Harden has expressed interest that if he doesn't re-up with the Philadelphia 76ers, he will go back to Houston if they will have him. What is your thoughts on James Harden possibly returning back to Houston?
So you see all that promising things going in Houston. You want to just go and muck that up, huh? just can't be happy for the town. Just want to, let me come back over there. No. You the reason we got to do all of this. You mucked it up. You want to come back and muck. First of all, this is James Harden's problem. I mean, if we look at this man's career, I think this is the epitome of his problem. You don't 100% ever lock in and focus where you are. You're always looking at the next thing and the next possibility and all over there. Instead of clamping all the way down 100%, giving these Sixers 100% you. Because I'm going to tell you something. I watched that last game, and it was very nice to see splashes of the old Harden. You know, hitting them clean ass far back threes and breaking it down to the rack, sit. Like he was rebounding. He was doing the old school. You've seen the flashes of it. Why not just concentrate on where you are with Embiid and try to get it done right here? And then after the offseason, that's when you talk about those things. You don't talk about those things right now. When you trying to get a camaraderie going over there, you want people to believe you bought all the way in. Mm-hmm. This is the epitome problem of James Harden. He did it everywhere.
Right. 1,000%. 1,000%. Mike, Sean, what's your take on James Harden possibly going out from Philly and going back to Houston? Do you think they'll take him?
Everything Talon said is right, except one thing. James Harden's net worth is $165 million. He goes where the money goes, and he knows there's only one team that will pay him the contract that he wants. He don't give a damn about a ring. He don't give a damn about Embiid. He don't give a damn about the Brooklyn Nets. What he knows is that he can go back to Houston with that young team. He can con them, him and his agent can con them into paying him a long-term contract, wrap it up, and go home with like $185 million in his net worth. Listen, if I'm a fan of the team, I'm mad at James Harden. But personally, financially, James Harden has played the NBA the way you should play the NBA. All those players who put out all that hard work and did everything they could and to make to win a championship, James Harden said, financially, I'm going to make all the money and then I'm going to be out. So if I'm a fan of his, I'm mad. If I'm one of his family members, if I'm a nephew, a niece, a godson, I'm like, keep doing what you're doing, Uncle James. Keep doing what you're doing.
Uncle James is breaking that bank. He's getting it there. Mo, do you think it'd be good for him to end up there back there? What's your thoughts on James Harden returning to Houston?
You know, they said in the report, I thought about putting that in, but they said in the report that when he left Houston, when he demanded trade, he told them this is not somewhere I'm going to win a chip, but it's somewhere I wouldn't mind ending my career. I think Houston would be mildly retarded if they let him come back. You know what I'm saying? He just kicked it. For real. It's like telling the chick, look, I don't want to marry you now, you know what I'm saying? But once I do all one thing I want to do, I'm going to holler at you.
Yeah.
You know, come on, man. Houston would be dumb to let him back in there.
Hold up. First of all, we had rhythmless white women. Now we got mildly retarded.
Yo, we're the only sports show that says the word retarded. We're the only sports show. Yo, James Harden's Jay-Z. I was just effing them chicks. I was going to be right back.
All right, so let's talk about the Sixers beating the Knicks now, man. You mentioned it a little bit, man. The Sixers
man,
they're putting some stuff together. You know,
you see my face?
We ain't got to talk about that.
He's showing off because the Celtics won.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
We're gonna talk about the Celtics winning too. But what you think about the Sixers winning? Because people were saying that Doc Rivers is having some issues with the Sixers. They're not playing up to par, everything else. They ended up stopping the Knicks on that winning streak. What's your take on this, bro?
Well, here's the thing. The Sixers just stayed the course that game. That game against the Sixers, they just stayed the course. And what the Knicks did, by the time they tied it up and got to the fourth quarter, their defense collapsed.
Right.
They couldn't keep up with nobody because Philly stayed the course. And B started off slow, I think like 5 points in the first quarter, but then boom, bust out with another 20. So him and Randall was going at it with the points. And I don't know where the hell, I think I put in the feed, Mike. Because me and Mike was texting the feed. I was like, I don't know what's going on with RJ Barrett this game. That was weird. To see RJ miss 3 or 4 layups.
Yeah.
Like that was very weird and all in the crucial part of the game. Sixers look good, bro. They look good because we're stabilized. Like we're a stable East Coast team right now. I like my team because anytime you can go and not know if you're going to win or lose, that's stable. If you know your team going to lose, you got a bad team. So we go in it, it's ours to lose.
Yeah, but I'll say this. I watched a piece of that game. The Knicks gave that away, bro. Like the Sixers should have lost that game. Yeah. They should have lost that game. But anyway, what's your take on that? I mean, it's still early on, Mike. No panic in New York, right?
There's no panic, but there's the obvious situation where we don't have a superstar. And when Embiid decided to put the foot on the neck, and Julius Randle did get caught up in that going back and forth with Joel Embiid. He got caught up. And the fact of the matter is, with Jalen Brunson, we got to play a team game in order to win this. And he did get caught. It's Christmas Day. I would have got caught up too. If the light would have came down on stage on Christmas Day, I probably would have done an extra 15 minutes too. I get it, Julius Randle. I get the whole thing. But the fact of the matter is, we can't beat them like that. We can't beat the Sixers like that. We have to keep now. Barrett, I don't know what was going on. I don't know how he was double clutching every layup and he was trying to win a dunk contest on layups. I don't get it. But I will say this. The Knicks are just one player. And I know every team says this. Every team says this. And I know y'all going to clown me. We are one star that can take over a game for real, for real. And Julius Randle is a marginary star. He's a star.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have that one standout that says, okay, everybody back away, move everybody away from me, and I'll take over from here. We just don't have that yet. So we'll probably make the first round, and I think we can win a playoff series. But we just don't have that player, and Donovan Mitchell is in Cleveland.
Yeah.
That's the guy that was supposed to be in MSG.
Yep, or like I said a couple months ago, everybody laughed at me. If John Wall had landed in the Knicks, boy, they would.
John Wall?
John Wall.
John Wall?
John Wall making a comeback. You see, he ain't getting up there. He's not
to the window, to the wall. To
John Wall is playing his ass off in LA, bro. The Clippers not 100% where they should be, but they'd be a lot worse without him. Mo, what's your take on the Sixers and the Knicks doing what they're doing and panic? Should there be panic in New York? What's your take, Mo?
No, I don't think there's any panic in New York. You know, the reality is that we are who we are. We the Knicks, we don't have that edge to get over the hump. You know, but I think we way more than one player away. You know, and it didn't hurt that our centers all got into foul trouble early on into the game. You know, because Embiid is a smart player. He knows how to position himself and use his body. Because I knew Mitchell was about to give him the business. Cause I'm a full fan of Mitchell Robinson, and RJ, I can't root for nobody who won't follow their shot. You ever watch RJ Barrett shoot a 3-pointer? He looked like Sinead Latham in Love and Basketball. Remember that when she was posing? I swear to God, watch him. He does it. Even when he's doing his shoot around, he shoots, he goes, and then runs back. He won't follow his shot. If RJ Barrett follows his shot, he's a walking double-double. But he won't do it. You know, they need to get rid of RJ, get rid of a couple other pieces, and bring in maybe 2 or 3, a star, and then 2 or 3 good little role players to make us a solidified team.
Okay, I remember you said that. Let's look at the Celtics versus the Bucks. After the Celtics lost a couple of games, they ended up winning their last 2. T, what's your take on the Celtics defeating the Bucks? I know it's early in the season. I mean, I'm not even – listen, I got to ask the questions. So, but the commentators are saying that this is an early statement game. I don't even know if I agree with that just yet because it was just one game. It's not even half season yet. What's your take on the Celtics defeating the Bucks in Boston? Your thoughts?
I got lucky.
You know he's just saying that because you brought up the Jets like that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Let's face it, you got lucky. You got you had some nice something to drink, something to eat that day. Everybody showed up. They played. Milwaukee wasn't all the way up on their thing clicking. We still got a couple of injuries over there, but it happens. You know, people get lucky all the time. And congratulations on your lucky little win.
Woo, the hate is for real.
Who you got next?
The hate is for real. I'm gonna look it up, see who they got next. I forgot.
I'm looking right now. Don't even worry about it. Carry on.
Mike John, what's your take on the Celtics with the Bucks defeating them early in the season? I mean, it's an early season game, statement game supposedly. I don't know if it's necessarily a statement game myself, but what's your take? What's your takeaways?
My voice is normally very high pitched.
They got the Rockets, by the way. Now.
And I just want to say Williams was in there. Al Horford was in there. They had basically a full team, and it's going to be very difficult to beat the Boston Celtics. And you can
he said the same thing I said.
You can go to Mo right now because it's going to be very difficult to beat the Boston Celtics in the East. So everybody have a good day. All right.
What? No, I'm not using these short answers.
Everybody have a good day.
Oh, what's your take on the Celtics in the Bucks right now? How the Bucks look to you? How the Celtics look to you?
Man, it's nothing but a moral victory. I'm taking the low road. I'm going dirty. Celtics say go.
He said I'm taking the low road.
I ain't sold on them. I ain't sold on them yet. You know what I'm saying? They got, like you said, they ain't getting lucky. They played a decent game, but how far do moral victories roll once the playoffs start? You don't even hear nobody talking about, remember on Christmas, though, we won that game. Ain't nobody going to be doing that. They looking for a ring. This doesn't mean nothing except they got to, listen, can they do it in 7?
That's a great question.
I just hope your coach starts flirting with somebody in the front office.
We'll
that's all I'm praying for. All right,
so Golden State ended up getting some revenge on the Grizzlies from all that talk. They was talking about that too. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I was like, Ja had made some comments. Everything else, Golden State made sure they paid attention to that. Golden State literally said, okay, boys, let's do it. So they end up defeating the Grizzlies. Did they send a message or a statement game for them? Or this early on?
I think Jordan Poole sent the message. Shout out to Jordan Poole playing that game. It was dope and epic for him. Shout out to John Morant. I like his sneaker. I know that sidebar. It's a nice sneaker though. You gotta check it out. I think I'm gonna get him. But I mean, this is the game we play. You got one guy who's gonna talk smack, and rightfully so. I think Ja. I think that's gonna be Ja. I think we're seeing Ja come into that talk-ish guy, especially a team that's supposed to be something or have somebody. He's starting to do that. That's not the first time he did it. I think that's who he's going to be. You know what I mean? Put that challenge out there because I think ultimately it's a reverse psychology mechanism. He puts it out there like it's a challenge to you, but it actually it challenges him to raise his level of play. Great game.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those great games. Mike, what was your take on Golden State? Was that a statement game for them to let the Grizzlies know that, we didn't win by mistake last season? What was your take?
Well, congratulations, Golden State. There's an announcement that Mark Jackson is 8 months pregnant with Steph Curry's baby, and they're saying he's gonna need a C-section. So,
wow.
No, I've had it. Like I watched the game where Golden State was down by 20, and they did a whole clip of Wiseman and King. Like I'm done. Look, y'all keep watching Mark Jackson just love on Steph Curry when he's not even playing, and y'all go ahead. I'm done with Mark Jackson. He's a Nick. We drafted him, and I can't take Mark Jackson anymore. So I'm being petty. So go ahead, Mo. It's your turn.
You are being petty. But it's all good though. It's all good. Mo, what's your take on Golden State? Like, was that a statement game for them, or was this too early in the season?
Yeah, that wasn't a statement. Then, Golden State is like the old guy that the young boy was talking smack to. You know what I'm saying? On the corner. Come on, old man. You can't hang with this. Let's slap box. And the old man hit him with a 1-2. Pop, pop, pop. He like, hey, man. My bad. I forget. You know what I'm saying? OG, we gonna win a couple of rounds. But when it come down to the gritty of it, Golden State ain't got nothing for them when it come time for the playoffs.
Yeah, okay. So you going out there with that. I appreciate that. Let me ask you this, T. The Lakers lost to the Mavericks. LeBron James said basically, let me get this exact quote. LeBron came out with a funny quote. He said that life is very difficult for the Lakers without Anthony Davis. The Lakers lost 124-115. And the crazy part about it, the Lakers was winning that game. They were winning that game without Anthony Davis, if you saw the game. What's your take on the state of the Lakers right now?
Man, I mean, how many funerals can we have? Really? At some point, you're gonna run out of pallbearers. Mm-hmm. At some point, you need 6 people each casket. These dudes are, you know what they are, man? They here for show. Because it's the Lake Show, they're here for, because who don't want to hear that name on Christmas? You know what I mean? You want to hear the usual suspects on Christmas. That's what make Christmas Christmas. If you was to wake up in the middle of the night and see that one of the elves is putting the toys under the tree, it'll shock you. You like, where's the big guy? Where's Santa? LeBron, you should have heard the commentators this game. I seen the game. All they could say positive on the Lakers side, every time they had to say something positive, it was totally away from what was happening on the floor. There's like, LeBron's in excellent shape. He's played 20 seasons. This is wonderful that look at his position. He's keeping in shape. I'm like,
This is true.
I'm like, y'all ain't reporting that? That was a dunk. That was a windmill, double clutch, revert. But they go away from the game. Look at LeBron. Because his calves, look how he works out on his calves. Bruh, that team is done until they're not done. Until some changes happen over there. Like, again, I don't know how many times we did this show and talk up or down about injuries on Anthony Davis. Of course you're missing Anthony Davis, but this is nothing new.
1,000%. Mike Sean, what's your take?
LeBron scored 38, 6 rebounds, 5 assists in his 20th season. Michael Jordan in his 20th season. Oh, he didn't play his 20th season. My bad. He didn't play his 20th season.
Oh.
So now you're one of those guys.
Really?
I want to tell y'all with the Wizards. Let me tap the mic real quick with the Wizards.
Oh,
Mike was getting scorched by Jalen Rose with the Wizards. Listen, I know it's hard to listen. LeBron gets on my goddamn nerves too. But in his 20th year, 38, 6, and 5.
And don't leave out the L.
And the L. I'll take the whole, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say pause. The whole L. I'll take the whole L. The man is the greatest scorer ever. And I know everybody goes, oh, but he doesn't shoot threes and he doesn't do that. Dog, he's 70 and he put up 38 against Luka. Like, the Lakers suck. The Lakers are who they are. If Anthony Davis is not in the game, they cannot be any type of factor. With him in the game, they might not be a factor. But what he's doing right now is so obnoxious that people are so anti-LeBron that if Michael Jordan had done this in his 20th year, they would have made sure kids would have gotten off of school. They would have been like, don't go to school. Michael Jordan scored 38, and he's averaging 30 in his last 7 games. Like, let's stop hating on this dude. This is absolutely obnoxious what he's doing. Nobody's done this before. Your turn, Mo.
This is how you know you brainwashed. Pardon the interruption. You know how you know you brainwashed with this thing? Nobody hated on him. And you went on that rant. All I said.
You didn't do this show with us?
No. Nobody.
You weren't here?
Listen, you came behind my take.
No, you didn't.
My take was on the announcers.
No, you didn't hate on him. You didn't hate. Like, I'll give Talent credit.
I didn't hate on him.
You didn't hate on him. But this Michael Jordan, talk about brainwash. The brainwash is that people are watching somebody do something that's never been done before, but they won't give him the credit that he deserves. Now, Talent has.
He's dope.
Okay, let me in, because I'm the one that said the Michael Jordan thing. Let's stop the argument about the GOAT and sit your ass down. First of all, in the last 10 years, LeBron James probably only played 7. He's been injured for 3 if you put them all together. All right, that's number one. Number two, I'm not saying he's not a good player. He's one of the greatest players ever. He is. I would give him that. And I'm only mad at LeBron James for one reason. He didn't become a New York Knick. That's it. I would never question his talent on the basketball court.
Okay.
But understand, in Jordan's years, how many years did he not play? How many seasons did he not play other than baseball? That's it. But how many times during the season did he not? You very rarely heard about Jordan being hurt during the season more than once, regular time, or just I don't want to go to work either, because LeBron's pulled that too. So we talk about 2 different things. I think it's disrespectful for me to do it and everybody, because you can't compare ball players from different generations. Each generation has their GOAT, but each GOAT can laugh at another GOAT, because Wilt Chamberlain's one of the greatest scorers out there. But let Bill Russell talk about it. He had him for breakfast on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So with that being said, I think we can roll up out of here and say, you know what, we got the show in and out. So that was a great show, guys. I really appreciate that. Tomorrow's show, we're going to finish up some of these NFL conversations. And I want to even talk about Carlos Carrera, because it looked like the Mets might rescind on that offer too. We got to talk about that tomorrow, which is huge, because that came out this morning too. T, tell everybody out there how they can follow you, bro.
Hey, listen, follow your boy Talent the Comedian on Instagram. Follow me at It's Just Comedy on Twitter, and NY King Talent on Facebook. Follow your boy, because a lot of shows coming up. Next weekend is a big weekend. That, once we get through New Year's, we're going to be rocking. We're back up in Boston on the 8th, 5, 6, and 7. I'm in Baltimore, at the Comedy Factory. Get your tickets. Laugh Boston on that Sunday, the 8th. Get your damn tickets. If you miss number 1, you don't want to miss part 2.
Ain't that the truth? My man, Mike Sean, tell everybody out there they can follow you, bro.
Everybody check out the morning show. We got the Jaguar Wright special tomorrow, where we focus on Jaguar Wright and everything every conspiracy theory she has on the industry will be focused on tomorrow. It's Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Google Maps, Atari, everything. Just
Atari.
Just check it out. It's good.
Mo, talk to me.
Yeah, man. You know, you can follow me once again on Instagram, Mo_comic. I'm out here doing my thing. I'm about to start me a new TikTok. I think I'm gonna call it Mr. Sit Your Ass Down. So look for that. And that's about it. And don't forget, like Talon said, Brown Sugar Sundays, we're gonna be in the house getting it on, getting it popping, baby.
There it is. There it is. Y'all are watching the show called Box Seat. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for supporting. I hope you all have a great Christmas. The show's going to be on again 7th night, 11th night. We're going to be back tomorrow with a brand new show at 1 o'clock. We're going to talk about this Carlos Carrera thing. We're going to talk about the Colts game tonight. I think it's the Colts and the Chargers tonight, right? Colts and the Chargers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Colts and the Chargers. We're going to talk about that game's happening tonight. We're going to talk about some more NBA, more hot topics, all that type of stuff. That's T. That's Mike. That's Mo. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you all for watching.